Hey guys, my name is Dr. Sukhjinder Singh Tiwana, and I'm going to be talking about blood today.
What is the composition of function of blood cells?
So the blood is composed of like the composition. Like blood is made out of plasma. It's like aqueous material. That's how it's made up of. Has like, and the blood carries like gases throughout the body. So it's going to be oxygen and carbon dioxide. And yeah, the blood takes throughout the body through different tracts. It delivers nutrients, supplements to the body.
What is the blood made up of?
The blood is made up of like plasma. That's the aqueous solution, and it contains like what's the word? Makes up about the 8% of the body weight, and blood contains like three parts, I think: erythrocytes, leukocytes, thrombocytes, and plasma.
What are the five main functions of the blood?
Five main functions: makes up cell, carries gases around the body, switches like oxygen and carbon dioxide, takes that, delivers nutrients to the different parts of the body and switches it up, and yeah, makes the bone marrow, all this stuff.
Do we move on to hormonal?
Yeah.
Okay.
So formed elements. So we have three elements: RBCs, WBCs, and platelets. RBCs are like, they live in a group of 4 to 6 million, and they're like the truck drivers of the human body, which goes and deliver oxygen and nutrients to different parts of the body. Then WBCs. They live in a group of like 4,000 to 11,000, and they're like the real Rambos of the human body, since they fight against infection and creates antibodies as forces. And we have platelets. They live in a group of 150 to 440,000, and they're like the beavers in a human body, since they like clot blood to stop bleeding, so a human doesn't die of like blood depletion or something. Yeah.
Could you explain the red blood cells to me?
Yeah. So production of red blood cells is controlled by erythropoietin, a hormone that produces primarily by kidneys. RBC starts as an immature cell in the bone marrow, and after approximately 7 days of maturation are released into the bloodstream.
What do the white blood cells do?
So white blood cells, they're like so WBCs and platelets, they're mostly produced in the bone marrow. The soft fatty tissue inside the bone cavity, that's the bone marrow. The two types of white WBCs are T and B cells, lymphocytes, and they're also produce lymph nodes and spleen. The T cells are produced and mature in the thymus gland.
And what is a platelet?
So platelets are produced in the bone marrow, same as the RBCs and the WBCs, but platelets are produced from a very large bone marrow versus the small ones. So they're called megakaryocytes, the dominant hormone. But platelets are tiny blood cells that help your body from clots to stop bleeding. As I said, they're the beavers of the human body. Stop clotting so you don't die from blood depletion or something.
What are the blood types?
So we have 4 different types of blood types: A, B, AB, and O.
What blood type cannot be mixed?
Type AB lacks antibodies in the plasma to type A and B. And of course, type AB. A person who is AB negative, who has been exposed to Rh positive blood, likely has antibodies to Rh positive RBCs, regardless if the RBC unit is transferred in A, B, AB, or O. They must only receive Rh negative and compatible blood.
What is the dominant blood type?
The dominant blood type is A and B. Both are the dominant alleles. But over O, as a result, individuals who have AO genotype will have an A phenotype. So people who are type O have 2 O genotypes. In other words, they inherited recessive O alleles from both parents.
What is the most common type of blood?
The four main blood groups are AB, and O, which of which O is the most common. 47% of the population is O. Yeah.
What are some disorders? What's anemia?
So anemia, there's much lower level of RBCs in the human body than the normal.
What is you pronounce that? Jaundice?
Infant jaundice occurs because baby blood contains an excess amount of bilirubin, a yellow-colored pigment of RBCs. So that gives them the yellow color.
What is hemophilia?
Basically, the opposite of anemia. There's much higher count of RBCs than the normal.
Polycythemia.
Oh wait, a blood condition that causes inability of blood to clot. So the platelets doesn't work, and if you get a cut, you're gonna start bleeding, and yeah, there's hardly any way to stop it.
What is polycythemia?
Basically, that's the opposite of anemia. You have like higher count of RBCs in the body than the normal.
What's leukemia?
A cancer of blood-forming tissue that hinders the body ability fighting against infection, kind of like AIDS, I would say. Like since the body loses its immunity to fight against any kind of, so technically the WBCs, the Rambos who fight against diseases, they don't work against any diseases anymore. So yeah.
And what is multiple myeloma?
Cancer of plasma cells. That's it.
I think that's it.
One.
Hey guys, thank you for your time. And it was New York Times who was interviewing me and for the Science magazine. And thank you all for your time. Again, this was all about blood, and I hope it helped y'all. Thank you.